are into developing residential projects in DHA Lahore. So we do a lot of different unique design-oriented projects that are very heavily based on unique interior design. Or iske alawa, how this idea came about was that I was sort of working with Maple Leaf, or uske baad mein, that was just something that was not really cutting it for me. So slowly and steadily, I started designing furniture. Then the idea morphed into interior design. And today we are, mashallah, a good construction company based in Lahore. So that's a little bit about me.
Really, that's great. So you have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Because we have some ideas in the domain of marketing as well as construction. So it is going to be an interesting discussion. Yeah. So, Faisal Saab, over to
Ji,
you.
thank you. Assalamu alaikum ji, my name is Faisal Sherja. So I'm a hardcore entrepreneur. I've established many businesses, lost many businesses, but I'm incorrigible, so I keep doing it. Currently also, I'm a co-founder of Senpai, which is an educational technology company. We raised some money also, and then now we are cash flow positive since the last 4 months. So we basically are focusing on K-12, and we use a lot of technology, particularly for defining, the concept, the NIC. First the LCE and then the NIC. And in every cohort, we would have some education technology companies, but the missing link was content. None of them could produce content. Everybody wanted to produce, some kind of CRM and, say, okay, quality assurance and all that. But the real game is the wow factor of education for young students, right? For 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds. You have to wow them with content for them to learn. So we were able to decode that. We were able to tackle that. Senpai is an amalgam of Sensai, which is Japanese for a very wise person, and pi is the universal, let's say, factor, or it sits at the heart of everything mathematical. So we combined the two and we called it Senpai. Like I said, I was at the NIC of LUMS. We bid for the NIC when I just joined, and we won that bid. And then we bid for Quetta, and we won that bid also. We actually bid for Karachi also, and we would have won if we hadn't made a simple mistake of putting a factor of rent in our technical. In the technical, you couldn't put any cost, but we made that mistake because we mentioned the rent that we were going to pay for the space. So wo galti hui thi. But anyhow, Quetta and Lahore, both we were running. In the
Yes.
entrepreneurial journey, right, it was an interesting one. We saw a lot of companies come, over about 120 companies while I was there, right? And then, seeing many of them are still standing, they're running. Not all have raised millions, but they're resilient and they're doing well. And then I went towards what we call micro entrepreneurship. I realized that, to solve the problem, you need to start at the micro level, right? It's very good to have unicorns, but unicorns are rare. But micro entrepreneurship is where the solution lies. So we pivoted towards that, at least I did. And I've trained people from all over Pakistan, starting with Chitral right down to Karachi and Quetta and, interior of Balochistan. And they're doing well. That's the interesting thing, that they start a business with maybe 50,000, 70,000, right? And then they grow from there.
Right.
So a lot of micro businesses become major businesses. I mean, some we know, Kitchen Cuisine is one of them. Gourmet is another one of them. Student Biryani is another one of them, right? So these are all micro businesses. Even Khadi started as a micro business, right? And today it's a huge conglomerate. So even my daughters are entrepreneurs, and they started with their own selves, but now they export. They curate and export outside, and they've done well. So any business can start at any level, right? So that's one of the key factors that you must keep in mind. No idea is a bad idea. The real thing is the problem that you're trying to solve. That is where the real value lies. If you have a problem that you identify, which is big enough and affects enough people, you will eventually create a big business out of it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it was still a very humble introduction by him. Otherwise, I always see him as somebody who is like, at the helm of affairs as far as entrepreneurial ecosystem of Pakistan is concerned. And the beauty of having somebody like Faisal Saab on the panel is that he brings a very diverse perspective of looking at entrepreneurship, given his experience of having worked with a variety of startups, so he brings that very wholesome perspective on the advisory board of so many startups, and of course, as he shared that he was the founding member of the incubation center, NIC, when it became NICL. So he was part of that. He was part of the core team. So वहीं से आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हो उन्होंने कितने सारे businesses के साथ काम किया होगा. A lot about entrepreneurship whenever I have him with us. So I think till Chirag get to his laptop, I can use this time to quickly introduce the panelists to the course as well. So Mariam, Faisal Saab, Gerard, these are our first year MBA students. Almost ending their first year. I probably the last presentation of the semester, the last box to tick. So, which could have happened last week, but unfortunately, due to those unfortunate events, we are doing it this weekend and online, which of course cannot be replicated with the kind of thrill and excitement you could actually create in an in-person session. But I'm still looking forward to an exciting, enjoyable, and learning experience for all of us today. So, and the course itself is one of the 3 experiential learning modules that we have in the MBA program. So this particular module is called My Startup. The experiential learning modules don't run like the typical case method courses that we have in the MBA program, because the whole idea is to actually create a space for students to just break away from the regular MBA curriculum and to get out of the building and to bridge the gap between between the concepts that you get to learn inside the class with the practice as it happens outside. So in this particular course, the idea is that they are supposed to, they work in groups, of course, and we have 7 groups today. So the idea is to identify a problem which they believe is worth solving, and then to develop an innovative and a scalable solution to address that problem. So everybody identified very different. So we are going to witness, very diverse sort of problems in the class today. And then the main learning in this course actually takes place outside the class, where they interact, they engage with different stakeholders, the relevant stakeholders for their respective business models. They engage in the form of in-depth interviews that they do. They submit those interviews. I listen to those interviews, and then we collectively reflect on whatever they learn through those interactions with different stakeholders. And they interacted with a variety of stakeholders at different points throughout this journey of 7 weeks. So it's a half semester course, so which spans over 7 weeks. So there is a lot of interaction happening with the stakeholders, with myself, with their peers. So they get a lot of feedback, and the idea is to teach them agility. The idea is to teach them how to pivot. The idea is to, teach them how to get your thoughts validated from the stakeholders, and then to change and respond to that real-time feedback that they get. So that's the idea. So what you are going to witness today are the concluding presentations of this experiential learning module. And each group gets 10 minutes to present, which will be followed by 10 to 12 minutes of Q&A by the panelists. And I hope all three of you must have received the evaluation sheets. उसके ऊपर आपने वो ग्रुप नेम्स देख लिए होंगे, तो उसी सीक्वेंस में हम प्रेजेंटेशंस को एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे
जी.
So आपको हर ग्रुप को you have to score them out of 5 on the given parameters. I think there are 5 parameters given. So आपको out of 5 आप उनको score करके then you can just send it back to me. So the break after 4 groups when we are more than halfway through. और अगर आपको लगा कि नहीं काम सही जा रहा है, तो we continue going. So we have 7 groups. So just to give you some idea about the time. So yes, I think Gerard is live now. So Gerard, एक छोटा सा introduction.
Thank you. So sorry, guys. So I'll keep it very brief. So I'm the founder and CEO of 24/7. It's a technology platform that's basically digitizing grocery retail. And we've been at this for a while. We've raised funding. It started off from my own little farm. I was doing farming, growing tomatoes and other stuff. And in the off season, took my tomatoes, which were grade A, very nice, to the mandi kilo and all over Lahore. And when I took my tomatoes to the Lahore mandi, the highest price I got at auctions were 4 rupees, 5 rupees a kilo. And I just, obviously those were very, very painful moments and a lot of learnings, but I felt that there's a huge opportunity here, and there's a lot of distortions in the value chains, and especially this massive value chain, and prices of tomatoes and onions and food prices are a big political issue. I couldn't understand why consumers were paying so much, farmers were getting nothing. So where was this money going? And that's when I just started this journey of 24/7. We've been doing a lot of stuff. We've been working with Karyanas, digitizing them, becoming their supply chain, their tech, developing POS systems for them. But now lately, in the last year or so, we've basically kind of gone all in end to end and are scaling our own network of digitized convenience stores, much on the model of 7-Eleven. But more towards the local market, so groceries, produce, digital services, JazzCash, insurance, other stuff. Just having an app which is connected, these stores are connected with an app, so people can order online, people can go in. So that's basically what we're doing, and looking forward to hearing the pictures today.
Brilliant, Ji. Thank you very much. So I think without wasting further time, let's begin with group 1. So you have 10 minutes